So I was a closer, and here's what selling taught me about money. So I spent years as a closer on the phone, on Zoom, getting people to say yes to things that genuinely change their lives. The thing that nobody tells you about that job is that it doesn't really teach you how to sell. It teaches you how people think about money. I had a front row seat to thousands of people's real relationship with their own finances. What I learned is the reason most of them stay exactly where they are. Let me walk you through it, because every one of these 3 lessons applies to you whether you ever sell anything or not. First thing that I learned is that people don't act when they understand something. They act when they're finally tired of the problem. I'd get prospects who understood the offer perfectly on the first call. They could have explained it back to me better than I pitched it, and they still didn't move. Then 3 months later, after life got heavy enough, they'd come back ready to go. Nothing changed about the offer. They just crossed the line from I understand this to I'm done living with this. Those are 2 completely different states, and the gap between them is where people waste years with their career, with their health, and absolutely with their money and their tax. They understand they're overpaying long enough before they're tired enough to fix it. Now, the second thing that I learned, the people with real money ask the fewest questions about the price and the most questions about certainty. Broke prospects negotiated the fee every time, down to the last detail. Wealthy prospects barely mentioned it. They asked, will this actually work and will it actually hold up under pressure? And once I noticed that, I couldn't unsee it. Price is what you obsess over when you're not sure of the return. Certainty is what you pay for when you are. The wealthy aren't being reckless with money. They just learned that the real risk isn't the fee, it's the thing not working. That reframed how I make every decision now, including the boring ones. Now, lesson 3, the third thing, and this one stuck the hardest. Every single person I watched genuinely change their financial life, did one unsexy structural thing, and then just repeated it. Nobody got free off a hack or a hot tip. They moved their residency. They fixed how they earned. They set up a boring machine and let it run in the background for years. Meanwhile, the people chasing the exciting stuff, the next coin, the next flip, the next shortcut, mostly stayed exactly where they started. Wealthy life is built on a small number of boring decisions made early on and just left alone. And here's the fourth, the one that ties it together. The single biggest predictor of whether someone moved wasn't money or timing, it was whether they had someone who made the complicated things simple. People don't avoid big decisions because they're lazy, they avoid them because they're foggy, and fog feels like risk. The moment someone cuts through the fog and makes it a clear, do this, then this path, people who've been stuck for years move in a week. That's exactly why I do what I do now. I take the most boring, most avoided, most I'll deal with it later decision a remote earner or online business owner has, which is their tax, and I make it simple. And then I make it done, because I've sat through 1,000 of these conversations and I know precisely what waiting costs. If you're a remote worker or you make money online in any way, shape or form and you're not a US citizen and your tax is the thing you keep meaning to sort out, understand that the later is the expensive part, not the fixing. Links below to book a call. Let's get you from I understand it to it's done.